You are listening to the Hello Sport podcast.
What are you drinking?
Tequila.
Save it for Friday.
Hey, do what you want. I'm just...
We got a big weekend in Melbourne.
True.
Booze.
Yeah. Is it a big boozy week? Oh, because what did you say you were doing for Ralph Lauren?
Yeah, going to the tennis on the Tuesday.
For them, or like for them, with them?
Yeah.
Like
Apparently it's me, Millie, the inspired unemployed, potentially Whipper, Tim, and like two others. Like,
Who's
good
Tim?
crew. Tim, guy who does Worthless Twink, that meme page.
No, I don't know. Get up, Worthless Twink. There's a guy that I saw on Instagram the other day who I'd be shocked if he doesn't have some sort of radio background. Like, he was a street Tim. But he's called like 100% That Tim or some shit, or like 100%.
Oh, yeah, he used to work at Nova.
Of course he did. He's fucking hilarious.
He's so good.
He's hilarious.
Like, every character he does is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's so good.
And it's always like, me in 2007 listening
Yeah.
to like Evanescence or some shit. And he's
it's
got
like exactly what you'd imagine.
yeah. That should be a bit of fun.
It'll be a big old weekend.
When did you start? Well, can you bring 10-day date, man?
To the tennis?
Yeah. Have you got like a +1 or no?
No plus ones
Sucked
to
in.
Ralph Lauren.
Listen, I know you like him, but like not there yet. You don't want him to come and
I
like
can't
ruin
bring
a
him
good
to
time.
no, I can't be doing that.
No,
Who are the
I wouldn't
guys?
bring my wife.
That's
Is this
Tim.
him?
Yeah.
Is he an AFL player?
No. He just loves the Swans. I think he does some like sponsor stuff with them.
Tim Abbott. What does he do?
A meme page guy.
Fucking oath. How good. When do you reckon you started getting like pounded with come to these cool things?
I don't know. It depends because some of the like I've had some really cool ones like the AFL with Toyota was unreal.
Yeah.
And then like that Swans thing we did where they took us through everything. We got to like kick the ball around with some Swans players.
yeah.
Obviously the tennis with Ralph Lauren will be amazing. But some of them I'm like,
Well, that's what I mean though, right? Because some things you get asked to and it's like, this isn't as like cool as
yeah.
you may have thought.
Some of them I'm like, I happen to be busy in 3 months' time.
Yeah.
But the ones like that, you're like going to the tennis with them is insane.
That's
Like,
mad.
flying me
I would love to go to
Melbourne.
the fucking tennis.
Oh, it's going to be unreal. I didn't realise how long and late the games go.
You're not a big tennis guy?
Like, I'm a big tennis guy, but not like a big tennis guy.
You wouldn't watch it late.
Not that late. Like, everyone was like to me, you could be there till like 1 or 2 a.m. Luke.
Dude, sometimes I swear there was someone whinging like about the fact that a game, like one of the games started at like 1.
1 p.m. or a.m.?
No, AM. Where the main event's meant to start at this time on the main court, but then the game before it goes like 5 hours. Like you don't know what, unless you're like the women's tennis, you guys play less so that you're probably not going to be going for fucking hours and hours.
It's long.
But men play 2 extra sets and sometimes it can just drag on.
Well, you know what that means? A lot of drinking.
Yeah, well, that could be dangerous for you. Who's playing? Do you even know who you're saying? Or you probably don't?
I don't think you could know. I think
No, because
maybe
think it's
Thursday
the,
or Friday. Who was it?
On Tuesday, it's
Tuesday night, the night sesh.
Yeah, that's the women's quarterfinals.
what day is it today?
No, I'm sure it's
Wednesday.
the men's.
It would be maybe both.
It probably would be both.
That would be next Tuesday.
Yes. So,
While Dave's doing that, welcome everyone to the Thursday episode. I was just thinking about this. Eddy, obviously in Mexico, first time we've ever actually had someone with a vagina in the co-host.
Bullshit.
In the co-host chair.
Oh my God, guys. We're moving up in the world.
We are.
Oh,
You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
very privileged to
Yeah.
be the first vagina.
Yeah.
The way I just said that. Vagina.
Vagina.
On this
the show.
beautiful velour blue chair.
Blue, yeah.
Thank you for having
Welcome.
me. That tequila.
Louisa Dalden of We Mean Well podcast fame, of TikTok fame, if you're living under a rock.
Thanks so
Metaphorical
much.
otherwise.
I've got a question for you. Let's turn this around. Let me interview you.
Okay.
Where did the of fame come for? Because I am addicted to the Punters and Dribblers page. Like, it is so funny.
No, it is funny. It's fantastic. The of fame thing is an actual saying, but it's one that's said like far more sincerely, where it might be like, let's say it's like an actress or an actor who's famous from some movie, where it's like, oh, it's Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman fame, like when it was maybe like her first thing she
Yeah.
ever did, or like where.
And then you guys have kind of made it
Well,
your
we
own.
just sort of took the piss out of it, where it was like you end up you kind of saying it like it doesn't have to be disparaging, but that's maybe when it's funnier. When it's like, you know.
What about how it's like, I don't know, like Manly never see Eagles forever?
Yeah, it's so fun. Again,
like it's all I see on there.
most people wouldn't even know when that started. It started from like there was a guy playing for Manly, and we used to say beer soon. That would be just the way, like you know how anyone will say to someone, "Oh, we've got to catch up for a drink soon."
Yeah.
Like in a text
we
message.
must, and
Oh,
you
we got to.
never
Oh,
do.
beer soon, mate. Like where it's like, it's kind of disingenuous. You don't really
Yeah.
mean it. You just say it.
Oh, the amount of times I'll walk past someone and I'll go, "Oh my God, we haven't done that catch up. We'll go for a walk. I'll message you."
Yeah, we'll have to. You never
I
gonna
didn't
do it.
message you.
Never
You didn't
gonna do
message
it.
me. It was
Exactly.
just an easy way to get out of the combo.
It's an easy way to go, hi, I've seen you, I've
Yep.
acknowledged you. This is a way for, you know, to keep things like sort of civil, but like I'm never gonna, I don't have any real interest in catching up.
Like it's probably not going to happen. The Bears soon. It's probably a no.
Correct. So we would say that all the time. Then there was this guy playing for Manly who was really shit. And so we were saying beers never. And then it became like anything soon, anything never. And it just took on a life of its own.
It's so good. I like cannot delete Facebook just for that page.
Well, it's the only thing I use it for.
Like I'm addicted to it. Every time I see Scotty Bellotti,
Scotty Bloody, he's a king.
whenever he uploads something, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Like going through them, I'm like pissing myself.
Scotty's the man. And it's funny.
Does he have a full-time job? Because it feels like his full-time job
I
being
know,
a
dude.
punter and dribbler meme maker.
Well, I was meant to. Do you met him at the
Baggy Green
Green lunch? I was not there. Shout out Evie Rose. Not fair, but so I didn't meet him. Does he have a job? I assume he has a job.
I think he has a job. I think he's a tradesman of some sort. I can't
I think
remember
he's got a part-time
specifically.
job. Part-time
Yeah.
punters and dribblers meme maker
Meme man.
and part-time construction guy.
Yeah, well, one of them pays and one of them
One of them
pays
is-
in likes. Pays in like.
Wouldn't mind
cred.
that. The likes
Well-
would get his ego going.
Well, that's exactly right. He's
tell you that much.
Because in the group you can actually see. I don't know if it's open to the public, but you can see. Basically, it ranks like the best fucking dribblers in the page based on like engagement,
it says top
interaction.
contributor.
Yeah,
or
but top
something?
anyone can get like you can get top contributor if you're in I don't know what the top whatever, but he is the top. So in terms of what you post and how much people actually engage and like it, it's like him, Daylight, and then everyone else. But it's like a point system.
I might start commenting.
Yeah,
I might
know.
start
Well,
making my own.
That's it.
memes.
Now you're going to have to start.
Nah,
trying to write
I'd
something.
honestly be too nervous to upload on that page because
Yeah.
it could go one of two ways. You can get absolutely roasted to shreds,
Yeah.
or you can get a lot of likes and people.
A lot of
people
love and
loving
support.
It.
I mean, I can't. It's also like there are people on there you can tell who have like they've psyched themselves up for their first post and they just crash.
They
and
just
burn.
fail.
But I honestly think it's better to get no like if you put something up there and no one notices it or no one says anything. It's way better than if it like piques the interest of people and then it's like,
Then it becomes a thing.
oh fuck! Now
Everything's
and everyone starts
screenshot.
they start bagging the fuck out of you. Some guy put a photo up of him in some of our merch. He got a t-shirt and it's him like standing in front of the mirror like taking a photo of himself.
No.
But he's in front of like what looks like his grandma's like 4-post wooden bed and it had like a teddy on there. And honestly, like he just got so fucking resoundingly pounded into the ground.
God.
Sometimes you see shit in there and you're like, you know, does it cross the line of being too mean or does it like, and this is one where I'm like,
The poor
and like
guy.
it didn't, but it's like it was probably close, but it was, you also need to, like life is, you know, sometimes you need feedback. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
Well, I
feedback's
think
good.
that not that he was at the gym, but I think like those gym selfies that like despicable.
They're just,
like do not pass go, do not collect $200 straight to jail.
I will never fucking go near
It's a
you.
criminal offence.
So there's
those
either this
blokes,
one, but then
and
there's
they're
the
like
one-
this as well.
So
Like,
there's this
whoa.
one, right? And then there's the one where they do like a side one.
And they're
where
tensing their arm.
They're trying to, and you're like,
Your face doing that.
Yeah.
They're literally like, and they've been holding this pose for so long. Their arm is like got no air or
it's-
whatever the fuck it is left in it, and they're like,
I'm gonna fucking, and like, it's obvious when chicks do it, right? And it's like lame, but like hot chicks get away with it. But there is something so like, no disrespect out there, punters and dribblers who do this, but there's something desperate about like guys.
like if I
Doing
saw a guy on a dating app and one of the photos, like each to their own. Good on you if this is your thing, totally.
For sure.
But if I saw a photo and it was him doing the fuck off in the mirror at the gym, I'm swiping.
Can't do it, dude.
I'd be swiping.
Or
no.
even when the ones where they pull their shorts up a little bit and try and fluff their dick and balls to look like it's all just fucking like there's some hot heat in there.
How do you touch it a bit so that it just grows a little?
Oh well, no. So we're talking two different things here. There's priming it, which is like where you just want to get a bit of blood in there, which is like
to make it just look slightly bigger.
Yeah.
But then, what if you go too far and then you're just erect?
Well, that is the risky run. It's a risky
and what
run.
would be the reason you'd be doing the fluffing?
Not at the gym. I don't think you'd do a fluff at a gym.
For a photo or for someone coming over?
Well, no, yeah, listen, I mean, I have no need to fluff in my life.
No, you don't.
I don't, all right? I no longer have. I guess if you were to do
There's no need to hide.
there's no point. There's no point anymore. She knows what I'm working with, so it is what it is. She's locked in, although divorce isn't out for my wife. But no, like, I would assume fluffing, like, you see someone like maybe Conor McGregor, I think he fluffs before his photos. But he'll do like a gym selfie in his undies.
Because they are in those little kind of like shiny shorts, aren't
It's
they?
like when they fluff it and you can see the outline of the dick. You know, and you can see the inference of the dick.
But then like, if I'm seeing a photo like that of Conor McGregor, my eyes are just going straight down.
That's why he's doing that, though.
You think there's a
100%.
reason for it?
Yeah.
He doesn't want anyone looking at the face.
He couldn't give a rat's ass. There are some where, like, but when it's an undie shot and you're putting it on Instagram, you're trying to draw attention to the dick, I would think.
Your eyes are not going anywhere else.
I think that's the same with chicks. Like, if you got, like, fucking tit shots or, like, you know, if they're looking hot, like, bikini shots, like.
Yeah. You can't help but look.
Where you want to get a look, right?
Yes.
Like, where.
I unfortunatally don't have that problem.
Well, but you put up bikini shots, though. You put up, like, thirst trappy Instagrams.
Do you reckon?
Well, like, I mean.
Fuck off.
You put up photos of you, like, in a bikini, like, sitting there or, like.
Yeah, you're right. But in my head, I'm like, nah, actually, yeah, you're right. I can't even try and defend it. Fuck it. It is what it is.
But it's not as weird when chicks do it. Well, listen,
But
I don't
it's funny
mind.
because Instagram is such a like on TikTok, the shit that I post is like I had my peak, probably highlight of my career come through today. When I'm hungover, I order Uber Eats. Like, I'm outrageous. Like,
Oh, yeah, I see it.
like hundreds of dollars worth. Like, it's disgusting.
You work it off, which I respect, because I don't do that.
Thank you so much. And I'll order like most people just be like, just get like a burger and fries. I'll order like a sandwich, like a brownie, then like a small pasta, you know?
Will you pound through it all?
Yeah. Like when I'm hungover, I'm either one of two ways. I'm a bottomless pit. I'm 8-year-old Lou.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, I can't touch food.
You must do some absolutely ghastly shits.
Thank you so much. Would you like to come over next time for hungover Uber Eats?
I'll get a gas mask.
So I always eat them when I'm I always order Uber Eats when I'm hungover. And I got a message from my manager today, and he goes, I won't say the brand, but a brand wants to pay you for your next hungover Uber Eats.
Get
I was like,
fucked.
I am being paid to drink and then eat the next day.
Dude, isn't it
I
funny?
have made it.
Isn't it funny the life you now live, right? Where it's like, who would have thought that you would be able to monetize a hangover?
Like, and I was like, if I could make this my niche, I would be so happy. Imagine that. No, I didn't have to post anything else. It was just hungover food sponsored by different brands.
That's actually would be
That would be living.
hilarious.
Then I could expense the night before.
You could, I wonder if you could do that anyway, now. Because
I'm going
like
to be calling my accountant after this.
that's interesting actually. I mean like, you know, there's probably a limit to how much you want to monetize, you know, rampant alcoholism as well. As
It's a valid point. But a hangover differs from night to night, you know?
No, true.
I could have had just a couple of red wines and I'm feeling slightly peckish the next morning. Or I could have, you know, deep-throated 20 tequila sodas. It's all...
And the rest.
Excuse me. That's not...
What? Hold on.
It's despicable.
Hey, no.
There'll be none of that.
So what do you reckon? How much do you reckon you would order on a Sunday? Because I also will order like way more than I'll be in the middle of ordering going, you don't need this. Like, you don't need this much.
You're adding something else to the cart.
You know what I mean?
while
You're going, this is completely fucking absurd.
if
then when I'm at like in the midst of like fucking punching on with this food, like trying to finish it, and I'm like, I did not need whatever the extra thing
then
is.
the regret kicks
The regret
in.
kicks in and you fucking, you know.
I'm like, if it's a day solo on the couch with a hangover, Uber Eats is being ordered 3 times. And they're like,
Respect.
I want to say $40 to $60 orders per one. It's
I get it. I get it.
You know, it's like, well, I'd spend that on a nice lunch. Why not spend it in the comfort of my home?
Do you cook at home at all?
Well, it's hard when you live on your own, you know?
How does that, what, no?
Let me defend myself. Stop laughing, everyone. Because, like, I'm lazy cooking for one. You know? Like,
as in,
this
you
week-
don't need to, like, there's no one relying on you to cook something nice.
yeah. So, like, this week I had, like, I made a salad, which was, like, lasted probably, like, 2 days. And it was, like, pumpkin, zucchini, feta, walnuts,
That's nice.
spinach. Threw in some, like, falafel or chicken. And then...
But that's nice. That's
you reckon that's nice?
Well, it's not like, it's not fucking bougie, but
no,
it's
but
not
then
like
sometimes I'm like, you know what, Lou? Tonight for dinner we're having cheese and crackers.
cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
I actually...
And maybe a Granny Smith apple. Do you all put that vape away? I haven't vaped for a month.
Don't look at me.
Fucking Dior.
It's all I do while you're talking
That's
here.
Dior just sits there and vapes.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Just
dude.
breathing.
Good luck vaping in your next job. Probably will be able to, actually. Sure. Well,
He's
there
just
you
in
go.
a finance suit.
Yeah.
In the middle of a like big
Fucking meeting.
big meeting
Yeah.
with the what are they called, the
Boardroom?
the top fives, the big fives,
Big Four?
Big Four?
The Big Four.
Big Four,
Big Four,
top
Big
five.
Five.
And you're in the boardroom, and he's like, "All right, what are we doing next?" And he goes,
Buy, sell, trade.
Yeah.
"Stocks,
Yeah,
shares."
yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah,
Jordan,
yeah. Exactly.
Walford, Belfort.
Jordan Belfort.
Well, yeah.
I was thinking of Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street
Great
is
film.
Jordan Belfort.
Great film.
It is a great film. Margot Robbie. Whoa.
You know, she was like 26 in that.
I think she was 22.
What?
Can you look into that?
Yeah.
Age of- I think, because we were talking about this recently, I think she was like 22, 23.
She is gorgeous.
That was, though, like, because I used to watch Neighbours. Did you get Neighbours in New Zealand?
We were Shortland
Shortland
Street,
Street.
which
Respect.
Dr. Chris Warner was on it for like 400 years.
Well, we've got a few of those in our...
Yeah, he was like
That's like
the
Alf.
Elf Stewart.
Yeah.
Is Elf still on Home and
Alf
Away?
still is on a Home and Away, yeah.
Fuck me, he's been on there for what, 100
Dude,
years?
I know. You'd never think you're going to get a fucking job like that, are you? Like playing Alf Stewart for your whole fucking
Remember when there were those YouTube videos of him being like, "I'll fucking
Yeah.
take
Oh,
you."
you fucking... Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that like a voiceover thing that they did?
Yeah,
there?
Doodle Burger.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Evie caught me swearing.
Margot Robbie,
naughty, sorry, Evie.
she was 23 when the movie came out, so she was probably 22
Oh
when it was
my
filmed.
What?
Yeah.
She is such a good actress. Like playing that role, like 22.
But also like, okay, so like your first major thing, and it's with Leonardo DiCaprio and Scorsese, and you got to get nude, and it's
Yeah.
like you're doing an accent, and she killed it. But also was like maybe one of the hottest people that's ever lived in that movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like in
She's
that
stunning.
moment was just, she still is obviously beautiful, but you're like, holy shitballs.
Have you seen Barbie?
No.
I actually liked it. A lot of mixed reviews.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that
I
it's...
don't think you'd like it.
You don't reckon? See, I reckon I might. But I reckon some people, I reckon the reason people don't like it is because people sometimes take shit too seriously, where it's like,
Yeah.
this is just a movie to escape and just watch a dumb fucking movie. Is
Yeah.
whereas like some people are like, well,
Like
this is
those
funny,
articles and it's like opinion. Like, oh, shut up.
Shut up, dude. Shut the fuck up. Don't give me
Opinion.
an opinion.
No one gives a fuck.
Dude, write that article.
Am I?
That's good. So, were you ever close, like growing up, to being like a stockbrokery city suit, Lulu in the big city, fucking? I'm gonna go to uni and do law.
Yeah.
or
Oh,
like-
yeah. I did my first year in Dunedin University obviously in Dunedin. Where the fuck else would it be?
It would be weird if it was somewhere else.
And that place is like, that's a hole. Like if you go there, you're drinking like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Like, sounds
Sunday.
like Bathurst.
Yeah, it was wild. But I went there originally to do communication, so I wanted to get into like marketing and all that.
Same shit as me.
Yeah. And then I did a year, basically just got drunk, and then was like, you know what? I want to go back to trying to get the broadcasting school in New Zealand is really hard to get into. So I was like, I'm going to try again. Got into it. Then you do 2.5 years, and then you do 6 months like at a radio station.
Yep.
And so I did that for 2.5 years, and then moved to my first like producing role in Wellington,
It's like the exact same story as me, except that
Really?
I was at uni for like 5 years instead of 3,
and then went straight into radio.
and then went straight into radio.
I thought about doing law at one point, and then I was like, nah, not for me.
No fucking
Me
way.
in a corporate outfit. And, like,
I did business
nah.
studies my first time at
Oh.
uni for 2 weeks, and
Was
then
that
I quit.
one of the papers or whatever?
The what?
Oh, nah.
Papers.
Like you actually studied business studies.
Well, it was a university degree, business studies.
We had like papers in some of ours that,
What do you mean papers?
like communications. One of them was like business studies.
Oh,
within
sorry.
the
Yeah,
degree.
no, this was like, it was business studies. I went to the Australian Catholic University for 2 weeks. My girlfriend at the time, her grandparents basically guilted me into going to uni. They're like, you should just do it. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go. And then they guilted me. I went for 2 weeks, and then it was like, because it was like a Christian or Catholic university, they were like, part of your degree means you've got to do community service. And I'm like,
Not for me.
I know that sounds bad. Like it's not just the community service thing, but I'm like, I don't need that to be tied into the success of my,
Degree.
because I don't want to do
So
community
did
service.
you not get a degree?
No, I did. I left there after 2 weeks, and then I went to Bathurst and I did communications, commercial radio.
Seems like everyone went to Bathurst.
Yeah.
I just thought it had a race course there.
There is a race course there.
Yeah,
that's
that's all I
good
know
there.
it for.
But me, Jack, Eddy, Street,
Yeah.
Archie.
Because Franco
Chica,
loves
Listo.
Bathurst. That's the only reason I knew of it.
Why?
before You guys.
What, Motorhead?
Yeah.
Is Franco your old
Franco
man?
used to race cars.
Bullshit.
Yeah, hoon round.
What sort of race cars?
He had I think it was called a Fiat 147. It was red.
But did he compete, or was he just a...
No,
like,
he
just-
competed.
For
not
fucking...
like perfect, but like
Also,
like Saturday morning. I don't know.
Did
race
they?
coursing.
Is that even a thing? What you do Saturday morning racing if you're
think
just an
so.
amateur?
I don't know if I have the memory or just because my parents have told me so many times, but I was a baby or like a young toddler and I was in the front seat and Dad was like revving the car and I'm going,
Yeah, well, but so you aren't sure even if your dad raced cars. You know,
raced cars.
Professionally, or like how when do you race cars? Like, what's the?
How do you call it professionally?
Well, yeah, it's your job.
No, it wasn't his job, but it was like a big hobby.
I'm not sure.
And so he would watch because Bathurst is like a big thing, right?
Yep.
He'd sit. Is it on a Sunday? It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
He would like block out the whole day.
I've tried.
Like he did it recently.
Yeah, well, it would have been on
Hmm.
Octoberish last year. Like I get it. Like as in, I get how people can like it, but I also don't get it.
Blocked out the whole day.
You're not a car gal,
Well, I love my car, Alfonso. Beep beep.
so you park it like a piece of shit again today.
Oh yeah. There's something. I thought that getting one of those reversing cameras would help me. Hasn't changed shit.
Well, the park that we saw today on your Instagram was a fucking front park, so it doesn't even. The camera is obsolete.
I've got very bad
You can do it.
peripheral. Fuck. Hang
You're
on.
close.
Don't. Peripheral vision.
Yep.
Peripheral.
Peripheral. It's a tough word.
But that doesn't really matter much when you're driving straight into a car
Well,
park.
I think I went a little bit far to the right.
Well, you certainly did that.
I definitely did
Certainly
that.
did that.
But then I don't know. No, not much of a car girl back to that.
No,
Besides
really
from my
not.
own.
Punters and Dribblers, the podcast, as always, is brought to you by our day ones, in essence, Neds, the number one betting platform of all time. I actually got so close, Eddy, to a fucking NFL bet yesterday on my Kansas City Chiefs as they humped Miami into the ground. Now, I didn't get it. I was a Travis Kelce away, and I felt dumb about that because I picked him purely on like Taylor Swift hype. But everything else, I got the line, I got their running back, got a touchdown, and then I fucked myself on Travis Kelce. But I fucked myself at Ned's, and I loved it. It's good fun, obviously responsibly.
That's all it is, mate. If you feel the itch to follow Tay-Tay into a bet, and by Tay-Tay I mean Tay-Tay into Travis Kelce, then you can do that at Ned's Punters and Dribblers. You know the drill. You can follow Tom and I if you so choose. You can follow About Even if you so choose. The passcode for the About Even group is Dribbler. Ned's is the best in the business. I've been over here in North America, also holidaying, but I've also been, running an eye over their betting operations over here. None of them hold a candle to Ned's. That's just a fact. Ned's is best in class worldwide. So if you're not punting with them, you're making a mistake.
That's it.
Thank you to Ned's.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. Are you ready? Hey, M&M's after the potty. Sweet little thing.
I want one.
You want one?
Not yet.
Well, you are approaching that age with respect.
Thanks so much for reminding me, Tom.
Well, but there's nothing wrong with
appreciate
that.
Well, it's scary being a woman. I also don't feel like a woman. I feel like I'm like 18. But
Well-
you got to think about it now. The timeline's got to move quicker. You know, you got to be engaged in a year and a half, 2 years. Then you got to have the wedding, and then you got to pop out the baby.
So the baby's
Or-
after the wedding, is it?
Well, ideally, yes, but then also if it happens, it happens. You know,
That one came before the
that's
wedding.
what I mean. If it happens, it happens.
It doesn't
can't
really
plan
matter.
it.
I mean, but I guess for chicks, maybe it matters more.
Well-
Are you going to have like, is just some fuck off wedding? Is it just going to be
I
like,
thought about that so many times.
you're going
I'm
to like come in on a fucking hot air balloon? or
I'm
some
coming in
shit?
on like on Aladdin, like on an elephant.
Oh, see now that. Make way for
yeah.
Prince Ali. I watched that the other day, actually.
Yeah, I might fly in on a magic carpet. I go in waves. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I just want to have this like ginormous fucking wedding and everything's so extravagant. And then I go, maybe I just want to like elope in Europe and then just have a big party when I get back, or do like a 3-day thing in Bali. I don't know.
I
go in
reckon
waves.
every chick, and this is generalization greatly, but I reckon every chick like outwardly is like, yeah, like I don't even know if I need like a big thing. Like I always think about it, but like in the back of their head, they're all like, I know exactly what I'm going to have.
Nah,
and it's
I
going to be a
disagree.
fucking huge wedding.
Disagree, because I genuinely go on waves, and I know people would think that I would want to have this like ginormous thing, and then I'm like, no, I could actually just go to like Greece or Italy, have a very small ceremony with friends and family, and then just have a party when I get back.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
But I don't. You know, you've got to wait until you're in.
you've got to be. Someone's got to ask you.
I've got to actually be proposed to for that to happen.
Have you been close? Have
Pardon?
you been with somewhere you're like, oh, this might be the one?
Yep. Someone in the past, probably like 3 years ago. Wasn't the one.
It's tough. How are you? All right.
Well, it was 3 years ago. So very fine.
Good. I'm just checking. You got to
Thank
check in.
you.
You know, it's
Thanks so much for being so caring.
yeah. Well, I'm a nice guy.
Did you know that Steph was the one?
I mean, yeah, like yes, but I mean, I fucking asked her. You'd want to, but we've been together since we were 19.
Yeah.
So we broke up for a period in between. I've never been like, I don't know, like I'm not a big like. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about like when we were together for age, like, oh, this is the one. I think I was just always like, geez, I like this one.
That's a young age and like a long time to be together. Like I think of myself when I was 19
Dude.
and who I am now.
Yeah.
Two completely different people.
Completely different.
Besides from still always wanting to go out on
Yeah,
a
well,
Saturday night.
you might drink more now.
Potentially.
Potentially.
I always think that. Do you ever think that like, because you obviously like to drink as well. Do you think we'll ever grow out of it?
Yeah, I think I'm certainly. I do drink less.
Yeah.
Definitely drink less. But again,
I
like,
go in waves. Like
fuck, it's hot in here.
I think people think that I'm always drunk. Not true. I do like my own space. I don't really drink during the week. I have like a night most weekends, but not every weekend. Like I'd happily have Friday, Saturday at home doing nothing.
Yeah, I think once you have
Children.
bebes, then you definitely.
Well, your world changes. You got soccer on Saturday morning.
Well, I don't have that yet, but you just are like you can't. Being hung around children is not good for you or them. But also, like you kind of don't want to be a pisshead parent. Like there are a couple of times when I do go out. It's like I've got a Bucks this weekend where I know I'm gonna have a big night. But then I'll come back and I'll like sleep in a different room in the house.
Yeah.
But then they'll find me in the morning in there. And I mean, I don't have a sense of smell, but I know that I stink like alcohol. And I'm like, I don't know what that feeling would be like. Like that would be like for them. Listen, a one-off is like whatever, but like regularly, if it was like, oh, dad's in the other room stinking like booze. You know, I don't think you really want that.
My dad used to, like, when I used to obviously live at home, he'd like come in the mornings and be like, oh, your room stinks like a brewery. I'm like, does it really smell that bad, Franco?
Yeah.
Like he'd
I
be
know.
like, no, it's like open all the curtains and windows. Like him or mum would come in. I'd be like, just let me sleep.
Can I just fucking have a moment to myself, please?
Just let me order 3 rounds of Uber Eats and fuck off.
Fuck off, mate.
Seriously.
So, and I mean, this isn't all about like the origin story of LDD, but you then went into your radio in New Zealand. Did you want to be a big radio queen?
Yeah.
Are there big radio queens in New Zealand? Or
There
was
are
like,
big radio queens.
were you aware of Australian radio
But
queens in New
as soon
Zealand?
as I found out about Australian radio queens, it's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yep.
Yep. Got it. Jackpot.
Is it?
Oh yeah, and like the money, everything.
The money makes sense.
Yeah, but like there are some big radio stars in New Zealand, but I'd say like the comparison of what they are, like it's just the scale, like Jackie O compared to the New Zealand one.
She's
there's
she's
nothing.
almost a unicorn though, a little bit.
It's wild. But yeah, so I always wanted to be a presenter, like a radio host. But you'd know, like radio's one of those things where it's like they just go to you, you're going to be a star, Lou. You're going to be a star. Keep working. So here's me doing like breakfast radio, doing like a Saturday afternoon drive show, then doing ZM mornings on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, tune in soon. Justin Bieber's coming up. Honk your horn if you're horny.
Yeah.
And like just doing everything he possibly can. And then they just keep being like, "Come on, you're going to be a star. You're going to be a star." And then I moved to Australia, so I did probably like 5 years as producing, and then having like a Saturday drive show. And then moved to Australia, and I was on air, but I was half on air, half producing for the Danny Lakey Late Show, which was on Today FM.
What times is that? It's not like a dawn.
It was late. It varied. So we started, and it was 8 till 11. And I'm an early bird, so that you're not asleep till like midnight or even later. And then we got moved to 9 till midnight, and I was like, fuck this. And then we moved to Triple M, and we were 7 till 10 p.m.
Okay.
And then they basically said to me, we want you to stay on the show with him, but you have to move to Melbourne and do the show with him there. And I just thought, my gut was like, nah, fuck this.
For a evening show.
That I knew was going to be axed, and what do you know?
Shock horror.
It got
That's
axed.
still on. I'm always blown away by radio how, like, when people are either shows are axed or new hosts are brought in or people moved around, and there's always like almost like an internal company press release, and it's like, we're so excited to have fucking Danny Lakey join the Central Coast Breakfast Show, and then it's like, and we're saying goodbye to whoever it is, and it's like, I'm just so excited to wake up every morning with the great people of Newcastle, and I can't wait. And it's just all the same, and like everyone just moves around everywhere.
Oh, it's actually outrageous the amount that people just like jump around and slot in places.
And like when they'll be like
terrifying.
No, completely.
Like
that's
you'd
the
wake
thing.
up every morning being like, cool, is this my last day here?
Or when like ratings had come out.
Oh,
and
the
they were
ratings days would be like, oh, the
and
big
how dark
rating.
the office would get if it was bad. It was like,
and you'd see all like the big ones scurrying around.
Yeah.
You'd be
Like
waiting. What are they going to say? What are they going to say?
No, it wasn't a good one. This wasn't. And you're like, oh shit.
And then and some people are like real sad about it. And everyone else is like, no, guys, come on, like next time we'll get them.
Or you know what? No, we expected to have
a drop here.
We expected to have a drop. We did. We saw this coming. So we're actually pretty pleased with this one. And then they'll go up like 0.2%, and then they go out and get fucking belted because they're all so happy.
Yeah, it's
and I'm not shitting on radio. Like everyone in radio is awesome, but the function of it is
the function's wild.
The function is insane. Like how much money's tied up in the functionality of it blows my mind.
The best team that I worked for over here was definitely Fitzy and Whipper.
Yes,
like they for a breakfast. I can't even say breakfast radio without joking.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. When we've got the questions coming up for you, like the amount of them, like, oh,
if everyone didn't know, Louisa Clear-Dowden, I did work in breakfast radio with Fitzy and Whipper on Nova 969.
Okay, right, yeah.
But they honestly, it was such a cool team to work for. Like breakfast radio is meant to be seen as like, you can't do, like if something goes wrong, it's like this fucking uproar of like, oh my God, like we're surgeons. Whereas like Tom, who was the EP, and like Whipper Fitz, like Jess, who was another producer, like we'd all just like laugh like obviously there were serious times.
But lighthearted, it was way less intense, stressful.
Yeah. Like Whipper would push down the microphone and go bang, bang. And I'd have to scurry off and get him a coffee. It's so good.
Yeah. Those are fun. I never was on the air though. Like, as I never was like, I couldn't bring myself to push for on air roles.
You were off-air panel. You were a panel.
I was a producer. Like I was a producer, but I was like, I just knew I didn't want to get caught up. Like I just saw how easily you could get fucking cast aside. I was like, I don't want a producer's kind of harder to sack. They're not, but it's less like.
Yeah, and you need like 9 of them per show.
Yeah, like there's always going to be producers needed, but like if you're on air and it's just not doing well, it's like, well, you're gone.
Yeah, sayonara.
And you're like, oh my God.
And you're done.
So that's why you just do a podcast to nobody for like fucking 7 years and then hope someone listens. Thank Christ the tide turned. Thank Christ. Anyway, should we get a question? What questions have we got? I hope you sifted through some of these.
I'm a bit
fucking
terrified for these questions. 'cause
No,
I know how
I'm
rogue
hoping
they
they
could be.
No,
they
we went
sifted
through them.
some.
We went through them. I'll just get the most commonly asked one out of the way. It was surprising the amount of times this was asked. Fuck, marry, kill, Jarch, Tom and Eddy. It was absurd the amount of times that came
Was
in.
it really?
Yeah.
Can other people see? We've never done a question box. Can they see question? Like if that question's asked?
No, not unless we repost
But you
it.
Wow.
you can only you guys can see who sent it in.
Okay.
I remember an influencer posting being like, "You guys realize I can see who writes the questions in, so people must have been like writing fuck shit thinking it was anonymous."
Oh, okay, right. So that's interesting that was asked many a time.
Many a time.
Wow.
Another good one. If you could be 8-year-old Lou for one more day, what would you do? Or if you could go back in time, what would you tell your 8-year-old self?
That's a good one. I like that one because you live out your 8-year-old Lou
Yeah.
fantasies every Sunday.
I do. I'd just say, stick in there, kiddo. Everything is going to be great. Everything's going to be good. Because I would, like, at age 8, I literally wanted to be like a TV host or a radio presenter.
Did you? Did
Like-
you feel? Because like I mean, and this is not a. Did you? Were you overweight or were you just like a chubby kid? 'Cause we always take the piss out of you.
I was like a pretty big unit. Like I was like pretty ginormous.
I know,
But it
so
was like
gross.
that puppy fat. Like my brother, so my oldest brother Chris never happened to him. He was just slim the whole way through. Matt was like fucking huge.
Oh, fat Matt.
Like big unit, like
Okay.
way chubbier than 8-year-old Lou.
Oh,
but then
really?
I was just like really round face, really round tummy, but then little pin arms and pin legs. So I was like an orange with a mandarin and then
Cute.
toothpicks.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was so confident, just like boisterous. Like I'd get like these little matching like outfits, matching headband, matching like jandals, like skirt, little top, and just like roam around the school.
Clump around the place.
Dorf. But I have this vivid memory of this guy. I'm going to name him Finn Kelly. And he came up to me and was like, go eat another cream pie or something. You know when something like sticks in your head?
Yep.
I reckon that was the moment where I was like, 8-year-old Lou is no longer, I'm no longer going to be 8-year-old Lou.
Shit, Finn Kelly. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
But
We tried to actually, I think it was
You also
on
gotta thank him,
radio.
maybe.
I think he was going to come on the show once. I should try and get him on the podcast.
oh, so you found him.
Oh yeah, I found old Finn Kelly on Facebook.
And so what? Finn Kelly's comment is what it started. You going like, I'm going to put down the cream pies.
It honestly was just like puppy fat. Like I didn't do anything. It was.
oh,
from,
you
like,
didn't even have to like.
No, it was like 8 till 12. I was
But
probably
it
like
looked
that.
like puppies fat. Like maybe it was like 10 puppies.
14.
The fat of
plus.
like multiple, like a litter of pups.
a lot of lard.
Yeah,
going
a
on
litter
there.
of puppies.
But I didn't actually do that much. Like I think mum and dad were probably like, hey, that's 50 nuggets. Let's reduce that to 25.
Yeah, but also like them, like they should be going like they should have stopped that. You know, like you stop it before it gets to their mum and dad.
Jill, especially Jill, is just like the sweetest soul. Like she would
She
even
seems very
now,
sweet.
like would never ever be like, oh, not that people should do this, but like, oh, don't eat that, or you know, like
No.
she'd just be like, you are the most beautiful girl in the entire world.
Oh, that's lovely. But you actually, it's funny because now that I've got 2 daughters and Steph's always like very much on top of the like latest literature around parenting and shit.
Yeah.
She's been reading some book about like how to raise girls that love themselves.
Yeah,
And a lot of it around like eating and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like when you're a kid, if you don't finish your dinner, your parents like sit down and finish your. The whole thing now that she says is like if they don't want to eat, like you need to teach them to be able to like listen to their body and like whatever
Yes,
they
be in
think
tune
and
with
go,
their
oh, I'm
body."
full, okay, then I need to keep eating, or I am hungry, eat as much as you fucking want. Oh, you want more? Fuck yeah! Like not
Yeah.
like, oh, you're eating a lot today. It's like if you're hungry, just fucking
yeah.
pound it.
If you want to go round 3 on the buffet, get
Go
up
again.
there.
Get up there, sister.
God, I love a
but
buffet.
like maybe you don't pound fucking M&Ms all day like she's been doing. Dude, buffets, get out of fucking
Don,
town.
I love a
Dude,
buff.
I love
no,
a buffet.
I am the buff queen.
I would
like-
love I'd love to to go to a buffet with you one day and just go.
Should
and
we all
fucking-
go to a buff?
Yeah, dude. I'd love to go to a
That
buffet.
was my
and
favourite
just
thing
smoke it.
about Europe is all the hotels came with a breakfast buff.
Yeah.
I would sit down, have my first session, and then I'd ponder, maybe have another coffee.
Yeah.
Then I'd go up for my second
up and
sesh.
go again.
I'd probably go 4 sessions.
What's the fucking point of having a buffet if you're not?
There was this one, and it was like so elite. There was just like everything you could imagine, like pastries everywhere, like omelette, like
There's those
God, it
trays
was
that you
good.
like fold back, and you're like, oh, what's in this one? You're like, oh, there's all this bacon in there.
You know what I love? Those
Christ.
tiny little baby sausages.
Oh, thank God.
You know those
said that.
little
Yeah, they're like
sausages?
chipolatery little fuckers.
I can eat like 15 of
Yeah.
those in one go.
Yeah, I bet you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so can I. How's
They're
those
good.
fuckers? No, they are. They're really good. I will look at, like, it'll determine whether, like, how I feel about whether I want to go to a hotel if they've got a buffet. Mm-hmm. If it's just like breakfast complimentary, I'm like, oh, you know, like, that's cool. But, like, do you have a fucking tray of scrambled eggs that gets
Yeah.
refilled every 15
And
minutes?
400 of those little sausages.
Little sossos.
You know where we should go as a team bonding day?
Yep.
The Crown buffet.
Can you just roll in there?
Yeah, I think you got a book, but apparently it is insane. There's like a sashimi tower.
If we can, Dave, can you please check if you can just like book into the Crown Buffet? Because that would be,
Unreal.
as far as a bonding session.
Oh, I couldn't think of anything better than a bonding session at a buffet.
Yeah.
A bonding buff sesh.
Yes.
A bonding.
A buffet bonding session.
There we go. All right, talk to me with these quizzes.
Yeah. What else we got in the world of Quezzies here, Dior?
I don't mind this one. If you could swap lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
Justin Bieber.
And what would you do?
Sorry, Hailey Bieber.
Yeah.
So that you could get pounded
So-
out by Justin.
Well, not just that, but I just like to hang out with him.
But so you could switch lives with anyone and hang out with him. Like you could switch lives like with his mum if you wanted to. But there's a sexual element to this.
I think, Burmo.
It seems like it.
Well, then it may happen, but it may not.
Not if you're his mum.
You'd hope not.
No, well, you
That
do.
would be incest.
That would be. That'd be a problematic.
That would be.
So what? Yeah, you are a Bieber fiend, aren't you?
Do you know when I was driving here, I told you guys I did my 30-minute performance for
Yeah.
every other car around me.
Yeah.
And Bieber started playing, and I honestly got a little bit teary about how he didn't come this year.
Is he still got a wonky face, or is that recovered?
Lyme's disease.
Yeah.
Don't know. I think he's recovered from that.
Or has he been hiding it? Or is he like? Because I mean, you should be across. 'Cause I saw his face like wouldn't move.
He seems fine. All the videos I've seen.
Okay, well I don't
He's been
know.
under wraps for a little bit though.
Yeah, right.
But I was meant to go VIP. You know, I bought tickets. They were so expensive, and what you got is you got a photo with him and 8 other strangers as VIP. So it'd be like me, 8 strangers in this photo. I would barge to the front,
You try
elbow
and get
everyone
right
out of
next
the
to
way.
him?
Yeah, like this.
I bet you he'd be like raised behind all of you and be like,
Yeah,
I
no,
would get
no
up on the-
touching allowed.
I'd get up on the podium with him.
see, it's because you would have been prime age, would you? When he was
Well, he's
coming up.
my age. I followed him when he started on YouTube, so I've been a believer since day one. I'm a freak.
Really?
I'm an actual
So you're
freak.
a YouTube believer.
Yep,
Have you been to his concert before?
4.
Have you cried in them?
Yep, all of
Really?
them.
All of them.
Yep.
When was the last time you went to one?
Well, it was meant to be last year, but it would have been in New Zealand when he came in like 2000 and I want to say it's like 18.
So you're doing what, like 25-ish?
Yeah, I always thought that at one moment I'd be the one less lonely girl. You know, you like pick someone out of the crowd. I always thought this concert's my time.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
So when at what point in a Bieber concert do you start crying? Like,
I think it was just an emotional song, or I was just emotional. I don't know.
because it's wild. I always find it wild when you see
Not like
chicks
sobbing, just like, this is amazing. That makes it worse.
there's
That
no
makes it
like.
worse.
Listen. There's no cool way to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but you know,
It'd be like you guys like watching like
Manly.
the best NRL game in the world.
The closest thing I could imagine, and I'd have to be.
Your NRL team winning.
Yeah, but that's happened to me fucking twice in my life, and I didn't cry.
Is your team the Manly Sea Eagles?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And why'd you pick them?
I didn't just pick them. I was born into it. That's how it happens. Unless you're ready.
Because I've jumped around, you know. I'm an NRL jumper.
What, players or like teams or what?
Excuse For God's
Hold on,
sakes.
you said it.
I mean teams.
Okay. Which teams have you been jumping? Well, why are you jumping around? Is it
Because
player
I had a
based or is it-
boyfriend who was the Sharks. And then I had a
Was
boyfriend.
that marriage material boyfriend?
Nah, marriage material boyfriend was Rabbitohs.
Yuck. Not marriage material.
He was a Rabbitohs fan, like die hard. We'd go to the games and he'd like honestly be walking up and down the stairs being like, come on!
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, Okay, champion, let's sit down. And then obviously because I'm from the eastern suburbs.
You're an eastern suburbs
Yeah, I'm
girl
an eastern.
now.
So now I'm a Roosters girl.
Okay, you're a Roosters girl.
So I've hopped around 3 teams.
You could change though.
You want me to come to the Sea Eagles?
Hang on, you can change, can you?
Well, chicks can because
Okay,
hey,
all right,
you
so this is
sexist
sexist.
pig.
All right, this seems
So
sexist.
you can't change,
sure.
but I can.
she's
What?
changed 3 fucking teams already based on her boyfriend, which means that she has no clear affiliation. Sorry, Evie, I shouldn't have sworn.
See how dare
no
you swear in front of your daughter.
She does also have headphones on for anyone wondering if we are talking about some rogue shit. She can't
just
hear
screamed
90% of it. I did scream fuck. You've changed your team 3 times already. So like,
What's a 4th?
exactly.
Look, if you take me to a Manly Sea Eagles game and show me the whole experience, I'll change.
Okay, so if we sort of like show you the world, what your life could be like as a Sea Eagles fan.
I'll happily move over.
Okay. And no Warriors fan? Like, do you know who they are?
No who? Oh, Warriors.
Yeah.
I thought you said no Warriors fan.
No.
I was like, are you like, okay. When you jumped into this, like, no Warriors fan.
No Warriors fan.
I was like, okay, radio.
No.
Nah, the Warriors are shit. Never been a Warriors fan. Sorry, I probably can't say that because I'm from New Zealand.
No, you can say it.
But I just have... The thing is, in New Zealand, it's like rugby union, like a little bit of league, but it's like rugby union, like die-hard All Blacks, you know? And then coming over here, for me, it was like this whole new world. Like league knew a little bit about, but not heaps. And then obviously AFL have only just come into knowing about that. So it's all very fresh.
That's even tougher.
It's a hard game to follow.
Question about this is a question in the current news cycle of AFL. So they're each year they release like the competition releases like a manual or a pamphlet magazine basically with all the info and all the data of all the players in each team. So their height, weight, strength, speed, all these different things, as well as like the fixtures, who's coming up, who they're playing.
Oh, I think I know this. They've decided to take out
The weight of players. Now, hold on one second. What?
She wants more M&Ms.
Want more M&Ms, yeah.
You can't say no. You got to do it.
Are we all in agreement here that mini M&Ms are the best M&Ms?
I'm going to hold these
I'm
here.
a big peanut girl.
Like mini M&Ms
Dude.
better
I'm
than
a big
regular
peanut
size.
M&Ms.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They are the best.
Like if you're having an M&M, you're having a peanut
It's
M&M.
objectively the best.
And they're much bigger as well.
Yeah, there's more to them. You're getting some diversity of
agree.
the
Shapes,
offering. Well, they're
sizes.
certainly in shape and size, much
Yes.
like what we want to see in the world, right? Because
Always.
beauty is in the eye of the
You
beholder.
took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, like whereas I feel like the just regular chocolate M&Ms is like a bit one size fits all. It's a bit
Yep.
Victoria's Secret-y, you know? Like I
Yep.
don't like that.
Bang on. You're very good.
This was also one of the questions for Lou, Whittaker's or Cadbury chocolate?
Whittaker's.
I actually-
Whittaker's peanut butter.
Whittaker's coconut
Coconut
slab
rough.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
So all the Whittakers are phenomenal. Have you heard Whittaker's Hokey Pokey?
No.
That's fucked up.
Is it?
real
Steph brings
good.
home the Whittaker's coconut slab every once in a while, and like.
What about a peanut slab? Well,
I don't know
if you're an M&M guy of the peanuts,
I'm just saying, I
You need
eat.
a Whittaker's
Sometimes I
peanut
eat what I'm
slab.
given though, and
well, I'm going to give you a peanut slab, and you're going to give me a tour of the Manly Sea Eagles.
yeah, perfect. You,
Done.
I'll take a peanut slab quickly. AFL. If you're a female athlete, male athlete, do you think it's reasonable that your weight is a relevant data point?
Have they taken it out of male and female?
Yes, but I think it's mainly because, well, I heard this. I didn't even consider the female angle. I just thought AFL men, but I imagine in the pamphlet maybe women are involved as well.
I think from what I read, this isn't the first time they haven't had it in female. Maybe a couple of years before they took it out.
Say that again,
so.
Dior.
They used to not give. So maybe they started not giving female weight, and now they're not giving any weight. So male or female.
I think as a female, you'd care more giving your weight.
Yes.
I can't imagine.
But if you're an athlete, do you think that it is a relevant data point?
Well, it is relevant because
You're meant to be fit.
Yeah,
and
and
if
it determines like how you play and all that kind of thing. So they're doing it because it's like you're not allowed to talk about people's weight.
Yeah, because there's.
Has there been a bit of an uproar?
Well,
I only saw the tile on Instagram. Not much of a news.
No, I get you. Neither am I. I don't know if there's been an uproar. It was just that we just discussed it the other day, and you could argue that if you're fat and you're playing sport, maybe you should lose some weight.
But
Or
when you
maybe it's fine.
classify, it's hard though because like some of them are like big, like the boys especially, they're big units. Like,
They
they could
are,
be
but-
150 kegs of, I was about to say meat. I meant muscles.
Meat as well. They are. Yeah, I know, but they're like those dudes are all lean as fuck. AFL dudes. Would you say they got the best bodies?
Stunning. They're all tall, muscly.
Arms for
They're
days.
over 6'3", most
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. They are. And then rugby league players are like a bit too bulky, or is
The,
it?
the rugby league players are a bit more stocky. Big
But is there a
units.
market for that? Do you like a stocky man? Or,
I'm not
or
a
you're
I'm a tall, muscly.
brown hair.
Yes.
And I'm not referring to me here because we are, just in case there was any confusion. But we are. I was just more being general about 6'5", brown hair,
Sounds like someone.
forearms for days.
Yeah, sounds like someone I know.
Next question, Dave.
I was just looking up. So I don't think they've ever listed the AFLW women's weight since they started in 2017. But a lot of the justification for that, people are saying, is that for these women, it's not their full-time job.
That's fair.
Right, yeah.
That's fair.
They
No,
have
that's
other
fair.
things that they need to kind of protect. So
Yep, that's
that kinda makes
reasonable.
sense.
Yeah.
What else we got? Would you rather have to survive in a cage for 30 seconds, Lou, with a tiger or 2 swans?
Are you scared of swans? or
Well,
is it-
swans, you know that they can flap and break your ankles.
Hold on.
No, Burmo.
Hold
it's
on.
no.
What are
it's
you
true.
fucking talking
Swans' wings are so strong they can break your ankles.
Can
My
we-
nonno used to open this front door. He had swans, and we'd have to sprint to Franco's car because if the geese attacked you, their
Now,
would break their.
But is this a
legs.
lie that your grandma, who is still
Nonno is the.
Is she with us?
Nonno is the male.
Is
he's
he-
dead.
so
and
he's-
Nonna, she's also dead.
Okay,
Nonna's
so
dead,
both
Nonno's
dead. Right now, did geese kill them?
They did not die by
Swans,
geese.
sorry, swans?
Geese attacks.
Was it swans or geese?
It was geese, but I know where that's question.
Okay, right.
This question said swans.
They
but it's
weren't
geese.
killed by geese.
They were not.
Good, but they are no longer with us, which I'm sorry for. Do you think that maybe they were lying to you to
Look,
like
I'm
protect
all for
you?
a little bit of a lie for as a child, but I've done my research. I've seen on TikTok people being attacked by geese.
Yeah.
The wings can break your ankles. I
I've looked,
stand by it.
I've looked this up before on We Mean Well, and it's pretty much not true. There have been rare cases where
Dior,
swans have
you
broken
know it's
bones of like
true.
kids and stuff, but
Are
maybe
you s-
Nonno might be a more reputable source than the
I
internet.
agree.
So,
So in regards to the question, I'd prefer to be in the cage with the tiger for 30 seconds than
Yeah.
the 2 swans.
Than the 2 swans. Okay, all right.
Geese.
Fair. Geese, swans. Next question.
your most unhinged memory of Jarch?
Me or Lou?
Well, it can be
I've got
both
one.
actually.
Most unhinged memory of Jarch.
Is in that?
Jarch
Is
is in the
it?
corner. Give me a hint.
Jarch
What
is
is
going.
it?
Is he saying easy as in it is easy, or go easy on me? I'll go
Oh,
easy on me.
he's saying like go easy on me. Well, I mean, there's plenty of ones that probably I can't say on the podcast. I'll leave those ones off. I mean, this one's on the podcast, so it doesn't make as much sense. But probably when Jarch said that we're all baked cum,
Yeah.
That was yeah.
itch.
That was. But you know what? It says
it
a lot
is-
about society, the way that was embraced.
Oh, and I guess it's true.
It is. No, it is true.
We were little baked muffin cums.
It's actually something that if I can be honest, I reflect on regularly. 450
Jarch is all-
tickets at times.
People go up to Jarch and they go, "Are you the baked cum guy?" I now get, "Are you the shit girl?" Because of the story where I told about the guy flinging the shit
Yes,
around. So
yes.
I'm like, great.
Great
We got
yarn
the
as well.
baked cum guy and the shit girl.
Also, the one that the penis fly trap I heard the other day.
Yeah.
When I was being told that story, I was like, this cannot be true.
So I read a comment underneath on your Instagram, and it was something like, I yearn for my life before I heard this story, and I was like, it is such a like, oh my god, dudes never cease to amaze me. It's almost
Oh,
one of the-
I can imagine it perfectly. A whole room of blokes sitting around just like pissing.
especially Jarchi and his mates as
Yeah.
well. As he's amusing Evie Rose over there hitting himself in the head with a hammer. Let's do one more question, then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, okay. One more question. Who would be the easiest to beat in a fight out of Tom, Eddy, or Jarch? And how would you go about it?
Yeah, I think Eddy. I think I just give him probably maybe an uppercut and then a kick to the balls. Or maybe you, actually. I take
Okay.
that back. I'm going Burmo.
Ah, there you go.
I think I just go straight to the balls, then uppercut.
Straight to the balls. Well,
kick.
listen, you would absolutely sink me if you kicked me in the balls.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about
That's what
that.
I mean. Kick to the balls and then uppercut the chin.
And you reckon Eddy, doesn't have balls, or you just think he's a bit more like...
I just could probably imagine that
He'd punch you probably.
reflexes are
He'd hit
quick.
ya.
I'm not saying you're slow.
No, but Eddy would hit you in the mouth.
He'd go, oi,
Yeah.
what are you saying about my curry joint and what's it called? Dumbo? Boof.
Yeah, and then he'd sock you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, that is fair. He can be aggressive, Edward. He choked me out. There's a video going around of me and him getting into a fucking serious wrestle. Not serious wrestle, a friendly
Goanna
wrestle.
wrestling?
But no. Can I say, I find Goanna wrestling a little bit... Like, I can take it or leave it, you know? I'm like, I
You
don't
don't
find...
have to do it on a night out.
Goanna wrestling, I find a little bit, hey, going. I'm also like, I'd worry I'm going to like snap my neck or that of my opponent.
I'm surprised there hasn't been more injuries from it.
I'm sure there
Can
has
you
been.
Google that? Has there ever been one?
Has anyone ever died Goanna wrestling?
Yeah. Because you could just yank your neck a bit, you could literally. I probably won't do that movement again.
I don't know if there's been any
clip
deaths
that
Goanna wrestling. There is essentially a semi-professional Goanna pulling championship.
Oh, yeah.
Goanna wrestling.
You should
Now-
enter that, Judge.
That's something I can get around.
Yeah. Is it in Australia?
Yeah, it's in Australia.
All right.
It's an Australian thing, isn't it? the
Write
Goanna
that
wrestling?
down.
I think so, yeah.
We're getting Judge in it.
Yeah. After
Yeah.
he gets knocked out in his
Fight
boxing
that
fight.
he didn't let anyone get tickets to. He happened to forget to tell
Yeah.
everyone that we
Yeah.
needed to buy tickets.
Yeah.
No, you didn't, champion.
Buddy, you just have to just get him for like the people that are closest to you, like your
Yeah.
work people. And
Apparently they sold out in 12 hours. I reckon he just got his parents to buy them all.
yeah. Wrecked.
We had one more question that came up a lot, and it was asking when you're going to post the Mick Fanning video, Lou.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Sorry, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
The Mick Fanning video.
You know the surfer, Mick Fanning? I believe you met him at an event.
I've got not
For
a
those
clue.
of you that don't
Who
know,
don't?
That
again,
Toyota AFL event you were talking about earlier in the
that.
podcast.
Yeah, I think he was in the same
Lou-
room as me.
Lou and Millie like hit up Mick Fanning for a
I can't. I
for a
physically
TikTok video.
can't speak about it.
And from reports, you've never seen someone... Mick Fanning, again, from all reports, like a very kind, sweet man, unless you're a shark. But Lou and Millie hit him up to like do a TikTok with him, and he seemed very reluctant, but they pressed him, cornered him, and then he did it. He did the video.
He did the video.
Have you told the premise of the video, or is that all
I've told
under-
the premise.
What was the premise again?
Oh fuck! It makes me want to actually throw up. It was like Millie was like, "Oh, like this idea." Oh, and it was like, sorry. When we're like in a conversation and then we pan to him and he's like the waiter, like there's like classic gag.
Yeah. It sounds hilarious.
It was not.
Terrific. So, what does the future hold for Louisa Daldon? What are your hopes
Oh my
and
god!
dreams?
Thank you so much. I love to own a house like in the east,
Yeah.
and then I'd love to just draw hot girl laps all day.
Yeah. And pound rosé at fucking the Rojo.
At the Rojo at 11 p.m.
You should
Europe
buy the
trips
Rojo.
twice
That should
a
be
year.
your
Oh
goal.
my god! I was thinking about I should honestly have shares in that place.
You should.
The amount of people who go there now from us talking about the Rojo.
Really?
We always get tagged in photos being like sinking like tequila sodas or whiskeys at the Rojo.
They're just hoping to see you there, dude. Did you say the other day? Again, we have to go, but that like some chicks like saw that you tagged yourself at Toddy's and all just rocked up.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So it was like a group of like 19-year-old girls, and they all like ran in with their phones on FaceTime. It was
And they ran
wild.
in.
Yeah, they were like, Lou.
And what the fuck did you do to that? Were you like,
Just was talking to them all on FaceTime.
They come to your table and shit, or they?
I'd walked into the Royal by then, so we're in the. If they'd come to a table, it would be slightly odd.
What a fucking trip out, hey?
Yeah, it was wild. They were cuties though, sweet angels.
There you go. Well, there it is. Punters and Dribblers, the one and only Louisa Daldon.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thank you for coming
It's been
on.
Such a sweet time.
First female
I feel very
in
blessed.
the co-host chair. It shouldn't matter. but it's
I feel
important.
blessed that I'm
Yeah.
the first.
Well, it's like
And
the
hopefully
first,
not the last.
like female president.
I am.
We had a chick on here
I'm the
before
first-
America elected a female
I'm the
president.
first female president of Hello Sport.
Correct.
I'll take that title.
Evie Rose doing her best to scream over everyone. I don't know if you're picking that up.
She's taking after you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, ciao. See ya.
Bye,
Thanks
ciao,
for coming
ciao.
in, Dal. Love ya.
Could you two just not talk anymore?